Welcome to Fight and Lifestyle UAE. Today we have the pleasure of interviewing Ben Askren. Ben, welcome to Dubai.
Thanks a lot.
I believe you've been in Dubai at the UAE for approximately 1 day. Have you had time to visit any gyms, and if so, what do you think of the facilities and the training here in Dubai?
Well, I was here a couple weeks ago for a little press tour. I got to visit HM and Team No Gear, and both of them had fantastic gyms with great facilities.
Yeah, nice. And the training side of things, the people in Dubai?
Yeah, I taught a little clinic at Team No Gear, and they had a lot of really well-qualified people, and it was, the clinic was really smooth.
Cool. How did you find Bellator? You used to fight for the promoter Bellator. How did you find them as a promoter? And, what made you leave them and move over to ONE FC?
Well, my contract ran out with Bellator. I was with them about 3 years, 9 fights. I won all my fights over there. And I just thought it was time to move on. I'd won every match there, and I kind of had fought everyone at that point, so it was kind of my time to go, and it just worked out that I came over to ONE FC. Yeah.
And how did they treat you as a fighter? As from a promoter's point of view, did they look after you? Because, there is a little bit stuff on the internet about them. How did they treat you personally?
Yeah, there was a lot of bad talk about Bjorn Rebney, and I don't really have a huge amount bad to say.
Yeah.
I thought they always treated me pretty fairly.
Yeah, cool. Also, you're well known for having a beef with Johny Hendricks. Will we ever see you two guys in the octagon?
Well, I want to fight Johny. Obviously, I've made that very public and very well known. So I don't know if it's ever going to happen or not. I guess only the future can tell us.
Right, so you'd definitely be up for fighting Johny Hendricks. Yeah?
100%.
Yeah. You held your training camp, or part of your training camp, in Evolve in Singapore. Evolve MMA in Singapore. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience of training there and how the camp went?
Yes, Evolve's awesome. That's this is the 3rd time I've been there, so I go there for all my fights now in ONE FC. Great coaches, great jiu-jitsu coaches, great Muay Thai coaches. It's all around a really good facility and a close team, and so it's nice to get away from the States and get over there and get some training in.
Is it different to the States, the way the guys train in Asia side of things, as opposed to the wrestling and the like?
No, it's not a lot different. Obviously, there's little differences because it's different people, but for the most part, MMA is MMA, and it's very similar. Yeah.
But they've got good standard, as you see, a good standard of training partners for you, and you'll certainly be using Evolve in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cool. After this title fight, who do you see as your next opponent in ONE FC?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm just focused on this fight Friday night. Going to beat up Suzuki, and then whoever they tell me. I'm a fighter, so I get in the cage and fight whoever they want.
So you'll fight anybody who ONE FC put in front of you. Yeah,
exactly.
And again, you've been asked this question many times, and your game plan. You're going to walk across the cage and punch him until he stops, or somebody stops you.
I'll probably throw him on the ground first.
You're going to throw him first?
And then punch him, yeah, pretty simple though. It's worked every time.
Yeah.
I don't see why it won't work on Friday.
Cool. So that's, again, you stick with that game plan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's 4 wrestlers from the 2008 Olympics who are currently competing in MMA. You've got Daniel Cormier, Henry Cejudo, Steve Mako, and yourself. Is there any little rivalry between you guys? Do you watch the other guys fight? Do you support them fighting?
Yeah, I support them. I would say there's no rivalry at all. I got a pretty good relationship with all 3 of those guys. I keep in touch with Daniel the most, so I see Daniel quite a bit still, and obviously he's made quite a run, and he's going to fight John Jones, so we're all really excited about that. But I think our collective work goes really far to show how successful wrestling is in MMA.
Yeah. And touching on the Daniel and John Jones fight, who do you think is going to win? How are they going to win it?
Yeah, I think Daniel's going to win. I think he's going to work his way inside, take him down, put him on his back, and Daniel hasn't used too much of his wrestling. He's been very successful in stand-up, but obviously he's an Olympian. He can wrestle if he wants to, and I think he's going to put John Jones on his back. And we've never seen John Jones on his back in the cage except for a very short time against Gustafsson. So I think that's where Daniel's going to win it.
And again, I think all the fans is really looking forward to that fight. It's certainly a fight to be watched.
Yeah, definitely.
What discipline do you think's best foundation for MMA?
That's a loaded question. Well, obviously, I would be biased towards wrestling. I think there's a handful of competitive advantages it provides, but obviously the easiest one, like I said, is you can decide where you want to fight. You know, if you want to fight standing up, you stand up. If you want to take them down, you take them down, and you can determine that, and that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And what do you think about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? You know, where sort of MMA sort of evolved from, if you like. You know, was the background of BJJ. You know, how do you think that plays into today's sport?
Well, I do jiu-jitsu a lot. Obviously, I'm a brown belt.
Yeah.
I think the one problem a lot of jiu-jitsu people are running into is they don't have the ability to take the opponent down. So, you know, even if you're a black belt, well, if you can't get the guy on the ground, then it's hard to use your jiu-jitsu. So I think that's the real issue a lot of those people are running into. And the other issue is that in the beginning of the UFC, a lot of people didn't know what it was, and now everyone knows what it is, and everyone does it. And so it's not quite as successful as it used to be.
Yeah, true. Your name, Funky, where does that come from?
It comes from my style of wrestling. It was unorthodox and unique, and some people call it funk, and then so they started calling me Funky, and stuck.
Nice. What pre-fight music do you use on your iPod to help you focus, if any?
I don't listen to anything really. Just you know, whatever's playing in the arena, and that's it.
Yeah, and you know, how do you get focused prior to a fight? You know, what's your sort of, without giving your game plan away, too many secrets away?
I don't know. There's no secrets. I just warm up and get ready to fight, and that's it. There's nothing real particular
ritual
or specific.
Or
no
specific
rituals,
things
no
you do. Okay, cool. Apart from wrestling and MMA, are there any other sports that you enjoy doing? You know?
Disc golf's my other favorite.
Yeah.
And they don't have that in UAE or in Singapore, so I haven't got to play a lot lately.
Right.
But that's my other favorite. So when I get back to the States, I'll be able to go play a little bit.
Yeah, and you sort of play that on your downtime and your off season, if you like, for a better word. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Anything else? Anything?
No, just excited for the fight Friday. Hopefully, a lot of UAE fans show up and support it.
Good. And finally, the final question really, you know, is there anybody you'd like to thank, any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, both my gyms, Rufus Sport and Evolve, both are great homes for my training. And then Oak Grove and Cage Fighter are my main sponsors besides that. So just, appreciate all those guys taking care of me. Yeah,
and, you know, from Fight and Lifestyle UAE, we'd like to thank you for giving us this time to conduct this interview.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
And from Fight and Lifestyle UAE, myself, Derek Gamblin, Ben Askren, thank you and good night.